Hey guys, what's going on? It's Brandon. So let's do another follow-up video about this gasoline thing and the newly revealed Grand Sport, which I've spotted. Thanks to Mike L, I think was his name. I could be wrong. Put up the post in the group. But anyway, I'm kind of putting it all together, what's going on here with General Motors. So they knew that this gas recall was going to be ordered by the National Traffic Highway Safety Administration regardless. So General Motors has enough people on the inside, and the billionaires who are invested in all these companies, they don't want to see their investments go south. So in my opinion, it's pretty obvious that General Motors was tipped off that they were going to be ordered with a government National Highway Traffic Safety Administration stop sale unless General Motors did the stop sale themselves. So General Motors, quote unquote, does a voluntary stop sale, and they relied on the evidence that they could just put the Z06s that have started on fire to the front, and they could keep the C8 Stingrays that have started on fire secret, because there have been plenty as well that have started on fire while getting gas. So the reason why this is so important to General Motors is because that same cooler and fan are present on the upcoming Grand Sport. Okay, so think about if General Motors is launching a new Grand Sport, right out of the gate, it's a stop sale. How bad that is for the car's reputation, and also how bad that is for the company's profits. So instead, what General Motors did was they killed a lot of birds with one stone. Not only did they prove me wrong on the bets, but they also then, they're not calling the zr1 the 1064 SS, but instead calling that car the zr1 when there's really another zr1 coming later, which now they're going to call the Zora. That was just targeted at me. I'm starting to realize the Grand Sport thing, there's a little bit more to it. It was supposed to come out before the 1064 SS, but they knew that these recalls were going to hit. And they knew this was going to be a really high volume car, the Grand Sport. So they didn't want all these people pissed off that they ordered a new Grand Sport and then all of a sudden the thing's going to stop sale mode. So General Motors has had plenty of warning that they're about to be stop sailed from the government. So what General Motors does, this is all my opinion, this is all my speculation. So what General Motors does is they order the stop sale themselves. That way they can look like they're the responsible company, but they only order the stop sale on the cars that already were selling slowly, the Z06 and the zr1. You see what I'm saying? They didn't want to make zr1s yet anyway. They weren't ready to make that car yet in high volume, so this works out perfect. So this is why they didn't even bother making 300 for 2025, is because they knew that these cars are going to be stop sailed anyway, and they didn't want to have a bunch of money tied up in them. And anyway, because until the dealer pays General Motors for them, General Motors is out that money. And the other thing is, you say, well, when they're stop sailed, they're sitting on dealers' lots. Not necessarily. If the stop sale happens before the car is shipped to the dealer, who's to say that the dealer needs to pay for that? Who's to say that car should hurt the dealer's allocation? So there's a good chance that General Motors still owns the car at that point, okay? And then you got a liability because you're General Motors, you still own the car, and the car is sitting in somebody else's showroom. So the better thing to do is just not even build them, which is what they chose. They chose not to build a whole lot of ZR1s, as you've seen, the 1064 car. So General Motors, as soon as they get the stop sale thing worked out, so now let's talk to the next bullet point, which is that General Motors doesn't really have, in my opinion, a valid solution. It's all smoke and mirrors. What they're doing is they're saying, there's a problem. Here's how you, the consumer, should avoid the problem. And ultimately, what's going to end up happening is by General Motors telling everybody to stay next to the car and pump the gas themselves, they're going to melt a customer. So instead of General Motors say, hey, you guys are doing it the right way, stand the fuck away from our cars because they're dangerous while they're being refueled, General Motors is giving the opposite advice, which is going to lead to them getting fucking sued beyond their wildest fucking dreams when a human being gets melted in gas fire. They're telling everybody, oh, you should have stayed right there and then this would have never happened. It's like a customer has fucking x-ray vision to know when the fucking fuel is almost full to shut it off. You see what I'm saying? If the gas pump is faulty and spills a little bit out, okay, before it stops, that's not going to be prevented by the customer standing right there next to the pump. Okay, it only takes a little bit of gas to fall down the thing and poof, you got a flame. So what General Motors is doing, in my opinion, is not the solution. They're talking about putting like a little plate in there that prevents the gasoline from going down the hole. They don't have a solution and they know it, but in my opinion, they're going to lie and say that it's a solution. And then that's going to stop the stop sale. It's going to end the stop sale, so now they can sell the cars again. The cars, it's only a matter of time until a second stop sale happens on these cars. And it's going to be more than just the Z06s and zr1s that are affected. I actually figured out what the full solution will be. I'm not going to talk about it. General Motors, you're paying your engineers a whole lot of money and you all want to fucking throw me under the bus that I'm the fucking dumbass. Why don't you pay your fucking engineers to solve what I've solved? Hopefully you do. Because if you don't, I can promise you, you're going to have a really worse problem than you could ever imagine very soon. So anyway, that's all I can tell you guys right now. I'm not going to divulge any further details. The videos that I made the other day explaining things about what I would do, I'm a mile ahead of that now. You have dunces working for you, Mark Royce, and you're one of them. So anyway, it's just, what else is there to talk about? Yeah, so check out my other video. I put up the video about the Grand Sport, the different rear window on the Grand Sport. It's got a different rear spine, like the 1960, whatever it was, 3 or 60, whatever year that car was. The C2 with the split window. It's got a different split window. The new Grand Sport does. And it's been spotted in camouflage. So it's really amazing how Justin didn't cover that car at all. You got a car with a completely different back window and different spine, and Justin doesn't touch that with a 10-foot pole, which is ironic because Justin at Horsepower Obsessed is the one who told us over and over, 6.2 and 2 little helpers confront Justin. It's so disgusting. It is so disgusting. So anyway, the car with the 6.2 and the 2 little helpers is finally here and Justin doesn't want to talk about it. Imagine that. And it's the exact same look as the quote-unquote ZR1, the 1064 car. That's really all I have for that video. Otherwise, I'm just going to get nasty. I am so sick of how stupid you all are, including everyone who works at GM. Fucking everybody. Solve the fucking problem before I do, Mark. There's your challenge. You think I'm bluffing? Do you know what happens when I come out with a solution first?